Alrighty, this is the pivot functional drill. And just quickly before we get into that drill, what is the pivot? All right, the pivot is basically the rotary factors of your body, of your golf swing. Okay, so how your body rotates in the golf swing. And there are a few things to think about here and try and improve. So obviously your range of motion, okay, how much you can rotate, all right? But there's also the angle of rotation. So am I rotating on the correct angle versus my posture and the club I'm using? All right, and then very importantly, am I rotating in a way that I'm staying equal distance from the ball? Okay, so it encompasses quite a lot, and it's very much the engine room of the golf swing, so it's super, super important. Okay, it's one of the things that top players do really, really, really well. All right, so pivot drill, you can use a golf club, okay, or a twist stick. All right, for this one, I'm going to use a twist stick. Okay, and again, you can sort of do it anywhere, but I really like to have it right on top of my shoulders. It gives me sort of better feedback as to what my angles are when I'm sort of tilted over and rotating. Okay, so right up, touching my neck there. Okay, cross the arms over just to hold it in place, and then we use these as guidelines through the reps, through the functional reps. Okay, all right, so up here, you can sort of loosen up if you want to, but for this one, we're going into our golf posture. Okay, so engage that core, tilt out of the hips. Okay, unlock the knees. Balance points are good. All right, and from this angle, I want to turn on the spot. Now, understand in 3 dimensions, if you turn on the spot, okay, super wide shoulders. This is spine, this is shoulders. Okay, so this is where your body would be. So as you turn, your center of mass will now be here. Okay, so what does that mean for us? If you turn my mass around the spine, okay, actually what's going to happen, depends slightly on my width of stance, but actually what's going to happen is I'm going to be turning behind the golf ball. Okay, maybe a touch of lateral in that one, but there. So that's actually on the spot. This is not on the spot. Yes, I'm on the spot, but I've actually had to tilt my body and spine in order to stay what I feel is centered. That's incorrect. Okay, we must turn around a fixed point, and therefore my center of mass will be behind the golf ball. Okay, so you can see where that rod is pointing. So that's good for range of motion and angles. And then from this side, okay, generally speaking, okay, obviously you can have differences in terms of your height and your length of your arms versus the length of your legs, etc., etc. But generally speaking, we're going to want this tip to point just outside the golf ball there. Okay, you can kind of work it out by that, but just outside the golf ball. Okay, good posture right up top there, on the spot, turn on the spot. Okay, and you can see where that's pointing. That's a nice pivot. Okay, actually feel some pressure in my right foot there. That's a good thing. All right, then from there into the downswing. Okay, use a little bit of hip. Okay, see what happens. How the body naturally moves forward. And then from this angle, maintaining that posture and shoulder plane. Okay, not any of that. Okay, pivot drill. All right, do a lot of it. Okay, it's the engine room of your golf swing, and it will take care of so many critical fundamental moves from rotation to sequence to range of motion to posture and distance from the ball. Okay, enjoy.